So we're back at the RV park. We had our tank floating problems yesterday. If I get the hole out of the way here. Oh, hang on. So we had our tank floating problems yesterday. We then we got that taken care of. So now we're going to start digging hole for the next 2 tanks and go from there. They're not as wide and long as these, but they are definitely deeper. So I'm going to start by getting some of this mud out of the way and go from there. I'm going to have to end up moving it all again, I think, with a skid loader just to get it back out of the way for some other stuff I got to do. Yesterday it was so muddy, I just shoved some of this topsoil and everything over there just so I could get in here and try to get those tanks fixed. That was kind of priority at the time. You know, not really kinda, it was priority at the time. Trying another camera location today. Still haven't figured out where I exactly like it. I got a suction cup mount in for a window and it wouldn't stick to the window. So I'm not sure. I got another one coming. We'll see if it'll stick to the window. If not, then here we go. I just been gluing the mounts to the window, but I haven't got one glued in a place that I like yet. The one place had a pretty good view, but it was really bouncy. Not so much when the machine was, RPMs were up, but like this kicks down after you sit there for a second. So if I stop to talk or do something, and it was idling, it would vibrate really bad. So, anyways, we're going to continue to move this mud, and then I'll get you back whenever we start digging for the tank. Okay, so I got the topsoil muddy crap stripped back, and then you can see where they had filled with a bunch of clay at one time. I went in and stripped it off back down to the original topsoil. I've set up my laser, shot my inlet to that tank so I know where to put my outlet of my other tank. I'm going to strip this decent topsoil off and throw it over here to my left, and then start digging the actual tank hole. Alright, now we got all that stripped off, we'll get in here, start digging through this other stuff. Then I'm going to have to end up moving it all, so I'm going to throw it back here for now, and then we will move it a little bit later. I got the laser set on the excavator here for my depth check. About where everything needs to be, width and lengthwise. So I'm trying to get the top off of all this, and I'm going to have to pull up to get a little bit deeper. Have to drag out the ripper again since I'm going that much deeper. Getting a pretty good spool pile here. I don't know. I'll just keep going until it falls in behind me, I guess, and then I'll go get on the skid loader and move it all around. One time I thought about digging it out and loading it in the dump truck as I dug it, but all this is so muddy it'd be nothing but stuck in the dump truck. that's another pain in the butt. So, I don't know that I really want to do that. Alright, well, we'll catch back up with something else interesting happen. Alright, it's the next day. As you can tell, we got some snow. Make it even more fun. Got the trash pump there. We had to pump water out twice to get the gravel graded for this tank. And you can see that's our treatment tank. Of course, we got it from Stewart Concrete Products out of Halfway. Like I'd said before, that's where I get pretty much all of my septic tank stuff, my piping and things like that. You can see that I'm peeling something over there. What we're doing now is we're putting tar. It's basically a tar tape looking stuff around the top of this tank. That way that lid that's sitting over there on the truck will go on it, will seal down in that tar, and will help to keep all the water out. We're just putting it on there and rotating it around behind the truck to make it easier. You can see I went off the screen there to go down the ladder to come into the hole. Wish I moved that fast all the time. I'd get a lot more accomplished and probably would lose some weight. You can see the black tar on top of the tank right there now. And he's trying to get the tank where it needs to be, but some dirt is falling in because it's so wet. So he's going to loosen the cable up and back the truck up a little bit here in a sec. That way we can pick the tank and set it back a little bit further. Now that we got that done, they handed me a level and I'm checking to make sure it's level and flat. Then I'm measuring to make sure the other tank will fit beside it, because we don't need to try to set another tank and that tank be in the way. So we're happy with the flatness, we're happy with the location. So we're going to get the cables unhooked. As you can see from this view here, you can see those 3 chambers in that tank. And that's part of the way the treatment works. It comes out of the septic tank into the first chamber. There's an aerator unit in there to put air into it to feed the bacteria. And it goes around that baffle thing into the second one. There's another aerator. That's in case any solids did make it there. It's to separate them out. Let that aerator really feed that bacteria. And then it goes into that third chamber. The third chamber has some big filters in it. And those big filters just keep anything that's left from going on into the pump tanks. Then there's another set of filters at the end of the pump tanks to make sure nothing gets to the lateral field. You can tell this camera location is a lot better than what we had. We were just holding it, and that was just due to lack of planning on my part. Once you speed the video up with time lapse, it gets really bad. So now we have it setting on top of the golf cart where it's good and steady. So we're trying to set this lid down on there. It's kind of like a tongue and groove board. There's a V on the lid that sets down in a groove on the bottom, squishes that rubber stuff out. It really helps keep the water out. So we're happy with all that. So he's going to get the cables loose and climb out on there and get that off the top. And then he will use some more of the tar to, I say glue, stick those concrete risers and stuff down to keep the water out of all that. And then Dad's grabbing me a ladder here so I can get back up out of there. I came in on the other side, but it's pretty muddy walking around those pump tanks. So he's going to hand me that, and I'll climb out here by that one tank. You can tell I'm not really that tall, but you can tell it's pretty deep off in there. You know, and we'll get that ladder down in there. It's like 8 feet, I think, from the bottom of that hole up on top of this tank. So definitely got to have a ladder to get out. And that's pretty much that. That was an experience. We got the tank set. They're going to bring another one in the morning. As always, thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. Have a good day.